In 2015, Neo Havilah was established as a ministry. There was excitement, there was expectation, and there was a deep conviction that God had entrusted us with a message that needed to be shared. The vision was clear, the calling was real, and we believed the journey had begun. Soon, work began on what would become our first major recording project. These were not just songs, they were expressions of worship, messages shaped by scripture, declarations of God's truth. We poured ourselves into the work, and with every recording session, our expectation grew. The vision no longer felt distant, it felt close enough to touch. Then something changed. Updates became less frequent. Questions received uncertain answers. We sensed that something was wrong, but we never imagined the reality. Then came the news. Most of the project files had been lost. Months of work, countless hours, years of hope gone. The loss was not just about recordings. It was about years of sacrifice, years of rehearsals, years of preparation, years of showing up, even when conditions were difficult. We gathered wherever we could find space. We endured discomfort. We pressed through limitations because we believed the message was worth it. We were never pursuing music for its own sake. We were pursuing a message we believed God had entrusted to us, a message we longed to share with the world. Then the files were lost, and for a moment, it felt as though that message might never be heard. For a moment, the assignment seemed impossible. For a moment, the vision felt buried beneath the weight of disappointment. The years that followed were quiet. The dream remained alive, but progress was slow. What had been lost could not easily be replaced. Yet God was still at work. In the silence, He was building character. In the waiting, He was strengthening conviction. The vision survived, even when the path forward was unclear. By 2021, hope began to rise again. The vision that had endured years of waiting found new strength. Once again, songs were written. Once again, recordings began. Once again, we dared to believe. Perhaps the time had finally come. Perhaps the message would finally be heard. But the journey was not over. After production, new challenges emerged. The project could not be completely assembled. An additional attempt followed in 2022. Yet the vision remained incomplete. Another delay, another disappointment, another test of conviction. By now, the struggle was familiar. We knew what disappointment felt like. We knew what waiting felt like. We knew what it meant to start again. Yet something had changed. What once threatened to break us was now strengthening us. The vision remained, and so did the conviction behind it. Yet in the waiting, God did not leave us without encouragement. At a time when the vision needed fresh hope, He began to send people whose words carried more weight than they realized. One of those moments came through Pastor Ekin Ojo. In the middle of an ordinary conversation, he unexpectedly asked about the music ministry. As we spoke, he made a simple promise: "When you are ready, I will support you." To many, those words might have seemed small. To us, they were a reminder that God had not forgotten the vision. As the burden to revive the vision grew stronger, God sent help once again. I approached Reverend Adiemi Emmanuel and shared the vision. Without hesitation, he said he would support the work. But God had prepared more than we could see. Reverend Adiemi spoke to others. He stirred hearts on our behalf, and people I have never met to this day became part of the story. People who may never know how much their generosity meant. People God used to remind us that the vision was still alive and that we were not carrying it alone. Then came 2025. A new live recording project began. Fresh arrangements were built. Fresh recordings filled the studio. Fresh possibilities stood before us. For the first time in years, the vision felt closer than ever. Then the unexpected happened. Again, after weeks of work, the files were lost. We found ourselves standing in a place that felt painfully familiar. The memories returned. The questions returned. The uncertainty returned. The weight returned. Would we have to start over again? Would this vision survive another setback? Would the message ever reach the people God intended? Years earlier, That question almost broke us, but not anymore. The trials of previous seasons had changed us. The disappointments had deepened our faith. The waiting had strengthened our resolve. This time, we refused to stop. This time, we rebuilt within days. The work began again. Songs were reconstructed. Arrangements were rebuilt. The recordings moved forward. What looked like another ending became another beginning, and what seemed lost once again was restored through perseverance, faith, and God's sustaining grace. In 2026, songs from different seasons of the journey finally began to reach the world. Some were recovered from earlier years. Others were born from the new recordings. Together, they tell a story far greater than music. A story of faith through disappointment. A story of perseverance through loss. A story of God's faithfulness through every season. Neo Havilah remains committed to declaring and embodying Christ's message through biblically grounded music and clear teaching, leading people into true worship in spirit and in truth across nations, across generations, for the glory of Christ alone, because some messages are too important to remain unheard, and what God ordains, He is able to preserve.